Welcome back, everyone. Sheepdog Smokey here, and this is just more evidence that Democrats are nothing but hypocrites. Democrat seeking Trump's taxes hasn't released his, spends lavishly on lobbyists. The House Democrat demanding President Trump's tax returns is coming under fire for not releasing his own and spending lavishly on lobbyists and potential donors. Massachusetts Representative Richard Neal, chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee, hasn't released his recent returns, though he said he planned to in the future. Pardon me. Neal is seeking 6 years of Trump's tax returns. The president and his team have refused to comply. They don't have to comply, it's not law. Neal's suggestion he'd release his returns later came after he didn't respond to a question about releasing his taxes in a 2017 roll call survey. Pressed last month on the issue, he told the Washington Times, "Oh, sure, yeah, down the road. Sure, that's nothing," he added. "I've done that in the past, by the way," he added. Back home, he was criticized for demanding Trump's returns but not releasing his. Mass Live reported Neal has been drawing charges of hypocrisy for not releasing his own taxes. Although Thursday, he said that he likely would release them, he did not give a date. Yesterday, a guest column in the Boston Globe looked through his recent Federal Election Commission report and found the congressman spent an amount close to $500,000 he raised for his reelection in just 3 months on fancy dinners and entertainment. The man rarely eats a Big Mac, said the column by political author David Daley. The column criticized Neal's spending of more than $467,000, noting that he spent hundreds of thousands of dollars wining and dining lobbyists at his fundraisers. The list of restaurants he spent thousands at are among Washington's top establishments and favorite bars. This is not a surprise. Democrats are the party of rules for thee, not for me. I wonder, has Gavin Newsom released any of his taxes after signing a California bill that says, well, everybody else has to? What about Pelosi, Feinstein, Waters, Schumer, Harris, Booker, Swalwell? All the people who demand the president do as they say have yet to do that very thing. Because, of course, they just keep saying, well, it will happen down the road. I don't have to unless I'm nominated for president. Because, of course, it's tradition. Donald J. Trump has run a billion-dollar business for more than 40 years. He is not beholden to any of them, which they can't stand. The reason Donald J. Trump will not release his tax returns is unlike others where it's simply, here is my income from speaking engagements. This is a man whose business would be affected if he released all of those returns. Ironically, although not really, it appears that, I believe it was MSNBC or CNN, ran with, I believe it was New York Times or New York Post, I forget, somehow got a hold of the 1985 to 1994 Donald Trump tax returns, although it is really just the IRS transcript. But I'd love to know how they managed to get a hold of information that Donald Trump never authorized to be given to anyone. I wonder what would happen if Donald Trump told the Department of Justice that was stolen from my files. Or it was stolen from the IRS. It was never authorized by me to be released. Therefore, it is stolen information. We need to find out who stole it, and they need to be held accountable. Note that we're not even supposed to talk about the fact that a lot of the emails Hillary tried to delete have been found. We're not supposed to talk about the struck page texts. We're not supposed to talk about information that the government has that proves a coup attempt against the lawfully elected President of the United States. But someone stealing and leaking Donald Trump's tax returns, well, that's just fine. He should have done it anyway, so we're just going to run. The Democrats and the mainstream media that obeys them in everything they do are, honestly, they should be the most hideously scary thing you've ever seen. This is straight from Orwell, Bradbury, Huxley. It is a pure representation of a totalitarian society. You see, in their world, no one is allowed to tell them no. When an American citizen challenged Representative Eric Swalwell on his "you will turn in your guns," Swalwell responded, "We have nukes." More recently, Cory Booker has said, "If you don't turn in the guns I tell you to, you will go to jail." Kamala Harris, of course, although admitting she's a gun owner, is right there with them on that, saying that she will deal with gun violence. And of course, the only thing they can do is punish law-abiding citizens. And just look how well South Central Los Angeles, Chicago, Baltimore, look how well those cities run, where the citizens are disarmed, or at least the law-abiding ones are. This is just more of the same from them. This is, well, I'm not required. There is no law saying I have to release my taxes. Well, there's no law saying Trump has to. It's tradition. I want those taxes. Make him release them. I would really love to see Donald Trump on television in the next day or so advising the country that the Department of Justice is seeking information on who supplied his private information to the media, and how fast the media demands that's not right. We have a right to this information. And when the person's caught and they start naming names, I want to see them go down hard. You know, if anyone got a hold of Nancy Pelosi's tax returns, or Joe Scarborough's, or Mika Brzezinski's, Anderson Cooper, Stelter, any of them, if we got a hold of 1 year of their tax returns and leaked them to the media, they would be calling for all but the death penalty for invading their privacy and exposing their own private information. Yes, the president is a very public figure. He is the leader of the free world, but he is also an American citizen. And the right to be secure in his homes and papers is equally valid for him as it is for the rest of us. And liberals always seem to forget that. They forget that those rights they tell you they have, well, a lot of them don't exist anywhere. And when they do say they have a right to privacy or a right to speech or whatever, so do we. I've had people try to restrain me and tell me they have a right to be heard. And when I lean in and say no, they get violent. And they don't like where it goes. I personally want someone to walk into Congress or the Ways and Means Committee and say, there is no law requiring this. Therefore, it will not happen. You, however, are sitting members of the United States House of Representatives. Propose a bill. Make it a law. If it is law, therefore it can be enforced. If it is not law, it cannot be enforced. Of course, it will never go anywhere. I've said the same thing about many different topics to many members of the House and the Senate, and I get crickets in response. None of it will ever change. None of it will ever be made law. Tax code will never be changed to eliminate loopholes because the 535 members of Congress use those loopholes. How else in the blue hell do you think Nancy Pelosi became a millionaire on a very low six-figure salary? And also remember, it was not the salary she gets today when she started. I will accept that someone making $175,000 for 30 years, living a very modest lifestyle, and saving and investing every penny possible, could become a millionaire in 30 years. Living the lifestyle that Nancy Pelosi lives, spending more on alcohol than food, jetting all over the country with $1 million mansion, not possible. And we can all admit we know that. But it's all about Trump. And it always will be until one of them goes down hard for one of the crimes they commit. Maybe if Morning Joe or Mika or one of the Democrats' staffers goes to prison for several years for leaking information, maybe the rest of them will finally shut up. That, or we'll actually get the truth from them with them on TV. We have a right to expose whatever we want. It's only a small step further for the Democrats and media to outright tell us we are your gods. But I've talked long enough. Let me know what you think. As always, keep the comments civil. We do not learn from argument, we learn from debate. Also, as well, please remember to like, share, and comment on this video, as well as to subscribe and turn on notifications so that you are among the first to know of all new content as it is posted. Until next time, everyone have a wonderful day.